There's one. Set for stun.
The Law Be With You podcast show, also known as Christian Fandom Geek on YouTube, is now part of the Red 5 network. Red 5 is a network of podcast shows aimed at bringing great quality content, especially Star Wars. And so look forward to some awesome collaborations on the Red 5 network with the Law Be With You podcast show.
And it was very much a 90s film, even though it wasn't in the 90s. That's one of the things that I do take issue with DC, especially when it comes to design. Like, one of the greatest superhero costumes ever is the Flash. Like, it's simple. It just makes sense. And if you've seen in the New 52 era, which is anything like after 2011 till about now, well, it's starting to change now. They just over designed his costume, like, and they did that with the Green Lantern in the Green Lantern movie. Just over designed it, like it's a simple iconic look. I feel also about that about Superman in the Zack Snyder films. Superman doesn't need armor; he's invincible.
Yeah.
Doesn't need armor. So, those kind of things just don't make any sense. So, yeah, that film was terrible. They brought in Hector Hammond, which was not a great kind of villain. They tried to bring in the whole parallax thing without any kind of context on what that actually means. It was just a poor film from the get-go, really.
Yeah. Okay, we're moving on swiftly from that film, which was, Okay, there is talk that there will be a new Green Lantern film. I think DC are planning to reboot the franchise.
Yeah, they're trying to bring it back as the Green Lantern core, so we'll have all the characters.
Brilliant. That sounds exciting, actually. Do you think they'll do it as a movie or on HBO Max?
I would love them to do it on HBO Max as a limited series or as a series, because it's so that there's so many characters in the Green Lantern lore. There's so much that they can delve into. I think it would be a fantastic show to do.
Brilliant. And who do you think should play the next Green Lantern? Now, obviously, it depends on whether you're going for Hal Jordan or if you're going for a different Lantern sort of thing in that sort of respect, like a John Stewart. But who do you think for either?
Well, personally, I think if we're going to have a John Stewart, I'd absolutely love Idris Elba to be John Stewart. I think he would be a really good John Stewart. And for me, as I said, my favourite Green Lantern is Kyle Rayner. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt would be an awesome Kyle Rayner.
Oh, yeah. And obviously, he was in the Christopher Nolan Batman film, wasn't he? He played Robin, didn't he? I think, or you don't really seem fully.
Yeah, they try to Easter egg the whole Robin thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant! That's a good one, actually, and he's a very good actor as well. He's a very good actor. Okay. Quick question then. Okay, because this is a great conversation. I hope you guys are at home listening and watching this on YouTube on the Christian Fandom Geek channel are getting a lot from this show. Are the Lanterns considered gods? Because I know we've spoken about this before about the pantheon of the DC EU characters.
Yeah.
What are they considered? Are they considered new gods, old gods, or not even at all?
They're not considered as gods. Well, there are these elements, as I was saying about the kind of idea of different kind of lanterns. There are actual like kind of godlike characters that kind of come from that too. So with the Green Lantern, it's called the Ion, which is kind of almost godlike character. Yeah. And then you have the Yellow Lantern, Parallax. Which
he's a villain, isn't he?
He's a villain, but he's not really a villain. It's basically the embodiment of fear.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, you could actually think of the Green Lanterns or the other lanterns as like elements like kind of like Infinity Stones.
Oh, you got in the Marvel.
Yeah, in the Marvel kind of way. Each lantern being like an element of, the emotions in that way. So they're not classed really as godlike, other than White Lantern, which is the embodiment of life. And, and
your favorite one.
Yeah, and basically when Kyle Reiner was, he was basically could do pretty much anything.
Okay. So I was going to ask you which lanterns are the most powerful, but you've already said that. So the White Lantern, as the most powerful one, what could he do?
Pretty much anything he wanted to. Basically, he had
rewrite reality, sort of thing. Was he on like Thanos level in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Pretty much, yeah. That's why he couldn't keep it, because he just couldn't contain all that power. And then you got Black Lantern, which is the complete opposite, which is as powerful, but is the yin to the yang, which is death.
So so they got the yin and yang thing going on there. And do they ever fight?
Yeah, well, the big storyline was called the Blackest Knight, which basically meant that any dead character in the DC universe that was touched by the Black Lanterns would actually come back as a zombified version of themselves.
No, oh, whoa.
Yeah. So we had some very like famous deaths in DC universe that was kind of undone by the Blackest Knight.
Yeah. Okay. And don't they have another version called the lightest or the brightest or?
Yeah. Then they had the brightest day. It's basically a play on the Green Lantern oath.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. So, who are you've mentioned Parallax. So who are the sort of antagonists within the Lantern landscape?
Well, the main antagonist for the Green Lanterns will always be the Sinestro Corps.
Okay.
Which is the Yellow Lanterns, because the Green Lantern's weakness is yellow, the color yellow, and fear is the enemy of will. What is the thing? What is the thing that stops most of us doing something? Yeah. So will is the action of doing that. That's kind of why I really enjoy Green Lantern, because there's another level to it, because the power of the Green Lantern is to be as creative as possible. You can create any constructs you want to kind of accomplish what you need to do. So so basically the power of the Green Lantern is creativity and will, and to overcome fear. So the Yellow Lanterns is that fear. So that has always been kind of the main antagonist to the Green Lantern Corps.
Brilliant. Okay, quick last couple of questions on this special edition of the Lord Be With You podcast show, live stream edition, Christian Fandom Geek. Who would win in a fight between the Green Lantern and Superman?
Depends how much that Green Lantern believes that he can.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the sheer force of will.
Yeah.
That's how I see it, is that, if he thinks that he can do it more than Superman can.
That's a very Christian theme. We talk about, like, obviously the channel's Christian Fandom Geek, and we do talk about stories from a Christian perspective as well. So that is a very Christian theme of kind of that belief and kind of achieving things, but the belief being fundamental to that. Yeah.
It's faith. The Green Lanterns can't use their powers for their own self-enrichment, or they cannot kill. They have to use their power for good for it to actually work. And they have to use their belief in their own power for it to go forward. So yeah, there is a very much a level that you can actually look at it as a Christian thing, or an element of faith.
Okay, brilliant.
And they do adhere to the Book of Oa, which is a book of the universe where, all their moral codes are come from too.
It's pretty much their Bible then, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, another really geeky fandom question. A Green Lantern versus Darth Vader.
Again, it's all about the faith. It's all about believing. If that Green Lantern wants to make a construct of a lightsaber, they can.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, basically any construct, anything physical, they can actually build themselves. They've got power of flight. They've got shielding. They can, I think personally that it'd be a good fight, but I think, Green Lantern would win, especially someone like Hal Jordan, who is kind of like seen as one of the best.
Right. I'm like, kind of putting these questions out there, so I'm kind of like not getting involved in that one, but every Star Wars fan who really is invested in Star Wars fan is going to be right now absolutely disagreeing with what you've just said. I can imagine, I can think there'll be a lot of comments on the comment section of Christian Fandom Geek under this video, disagreeing with Vader beating, the Green Lantern beating Vader in a straight up super fight.
Well, the Green Lantern ring is seen as the most powerful weapon in the DC universe, one of the most powerful weapons in.
Yeah.
So, it's universe level.
So a red lightsaber and the power of the Sith and Force and the dark side of the Force is no match for a Green Lantern ring.
No, well, unless they've got a yellow lightsaber, then we have issues.
Oh, Ray's got a yellow lightsaber at the end of the Rise of Skywalker, so maybe Ray. Oh, hang on a minute, we don't want to go on about Ray because there's going to be another conversation, another argument within the fandom there about her and that yellow lightsaber. Okay, brilliant. We've come to the end of our Green Lantern episode. Omar, awesome, absolutely fantastic. Once again, a guru of knowledge on the Green Lanterns and comic book lore. You've been absolutely brilliant.
Cheers, thanks.
We'll talk again very soon.
Cool.
Thank you.